Hi everyone, Scrappy Kathy here, and it's Stamp It Like It's Hot time. This month, our hop is going to concentrate on stamped stitching, and that's something near and dear to my heart because I don't do real stitching, and I have quite a few stamp sets that do stitching. I'm going to use a couple different ones today. This one is from Stampers Anonymous, a Tim Holtz stamp, and it's just called Stitches CMS 365. And I've pulled this last one out, and it looks like that. It has the little bow here and just kind of a zigzag, a kind of messy zigzag, which is probably the only way I know how to stamp or how to sew is messy. And this set is all circular stitched stamps, and there's a little one, and I'm going to use the little one, I think. I'm not sure. If I find some places that look like they might use it, I've got the stamp on the block, and I have Mermaid Lagoon ink, and you'll see why in a minute. The photo that I'm using is this one of Ava holding her Yo Gabba Gabba toy, and the name of this particular Yo Gabba Gabba character is Toodie. And I've mentioned before that she learned her colors while watching Yo Gabba Gabba before she went to preschool. And she didn't learn this color as blue. She learned it as Toodie because that was the character's name. And yellow was Plex, and I forget what the others were. I knew Toodie and Plex, but so I decided I was going to gather up a whole bunch of Toodie looking supplies for this, and I went overboard, and I looked for an excuse to go overboard by being influenced by this layout by the incredible Julie Taylor. And I've talked many times before about how big a fan I am of her work. And I, fangirl moment when I got to meet her at the Dottie About Flair crop in England in 2022. Summer of 22. I'm losing. We've just crossed over into a new year, so all my frames of reference are screwed up. I'm not gonna stitch a round, stitch a circle, because my stitches don't do that. I mean, I guess I could bend this one. I could probably do something like that. I ought to try that sometime as I'm kind of placing it over. Let me kind of show you what I'm doing right here. As I'm doing that, I can at least make that curve. So I might try that, but I have already decided that I'm going to do a square, not really a square, a diamond. So I cut a piece of scrap paper into an 8x8 square, and I put it in a diamond shape, kind of a wonky one that's not exactly like this point doesn't come exactly in the middle of this side, and this one doesn't, so it's kind of a little bit leaning to the right, if you will. And I'm going to stamp it now. And I'm going to do some splatter stamping and so forth around, maybe, and we'll see where we end up. I've kind of got an idea. I've decided that I'm going to do this at one end, and it's going to take up a little bit of the next, as it rounds the corner, and then there'll be about this much left that's not stamped as I go around. And I could either connect it with a pen, or I could embellish, or we'll see what happens. We'll see. And this is one of those things. Let me show you what else I've got. I want to have kind of a vertical element with a bunch of stuff. And so I've got a film strip, just a strip of paper, some ribbon, another strip of, this is one of the laser cut elements from 49 and Market. I've got this ribbon, I've got a piece of black notebook paper, and I've got a piece of lace. So I'm going to lay those things over there because those are kind of going to contribute to my vertical elements. I have this frame. It's a Project Life frame. I don't know if this was, I think it was Heidi Swap that made these. They're chipboard frames with an acetate filling, an acetate inside. What do you call that? And a little, they're various things. I have another one in here that I'm going to use somewhere else on the page, but I thought I might do this one somewhat like that and have something interesting showing behind it. So we'll see. I have this little container of tickets and paper scraps and this little fold it and make it yourself kind of envelope that I can have tickets coming out of. There's a folder in there. There's some sequins. There's a little bird. I've made a kind of a fringe-like piece on this tag. I've got a tag that came off some clothing, including I think the top I'm wearing right now. I ordered from a place called, I think it's Natural Life, and the clothing all came with these tags and these little pins, and they're good to kind of hold on little things. I have a few little things already on there, but I'll probably add some more. I have a little fussy cut bird from a pretty little studio collection. I've got some leaves, all kinds of stuff. And so now let's get started. I'm going to take my time. I don't want to hurry because I really want to try. I have told Julie before that I learn so much about layering and design and just textural visual interest every time I scrap lift one of her pages. And this isn't going to be a scrap lift so much as I'm letting this be my spirit guide. I'm hoping that the influence of all of the things that I see here, including the elements that Julie added on top of what was already on the 49 and Market paper that she used. And she's not a huge fan of purple, so she did this purple page just because she kind of had that. And what a gorgeous page it is. So anyway, I'm going to have this handy where I can see it and refer to it. I also have my newly reorganized little tray of embellishments. I went through and kind of culled I think I had 3 big long trays of various types of embellishments, and when I redid my kit for How to Kill a Kit with Style and for Scrap Backwards, I tossed a bunch of stuff, recycled a bunch of stuff, made an envelope of things to take to the elementary school. And this is what I have left that I'm going to really try to use in the next 6 months. I'd like to get rid of it all in the next 6 months. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to ink up my stamp and do the first. I've drawn little like light pencil lines. I'm gonna do this. Okay, that's perfect. And then I'm gonna go around. Let me get the camera. Sorry about that. I'm kind of moving things indiscriminately there. And my goal will be to get all that stuff on the page without covering up all the stitching or much of the stitching or any of the stitching. I'm sure we'll cover up some, but if I have embellishments that kind of encroach on this the stitching part, the square outline there, I will try to have it come across on the areas that aren't stamped. And I tell you what I'm going to do. What I think I'm going to do. I'm going to, I wasn't going to do this, but I think I will. I'm going to wipe the ink off, all but this lower part. And I'm going to extend that stamping there. I don't know how well that's going to work, and I might want to put some tape over it. I'll kind of do that. Let me see if I have any luck with using washi tape over that. Let me get some washi tape. Because it's damp, it's not going to stick, so that's not going to work. But let's just try inking up part of it. If it overlaps and it's messy, that's kind of the theme, isn't it? I'm thinking that's going to be okay. See how that works? It just looks like it had a glitch kind of in the middle, like my sewing machine does every time I try to use it. Okay, so now we'll ink up that part again and do that. That's working out great, I think. And the lines are not perfectly straight as I join them, and that's also just fine. Okay, now I forget which direction I had it. I think I'm going to go with this direction because I've got something that's going to go over there. And I'm going to put this stamp block away, and I'm going to pull out this one and do some splatters and splotches. And I kind of almost to show you what I'm doing, I've got one of those Project Life frames that says, "Hey there, cutie." I have to kind of clean it off there. And I was planning to use it right here because it has the little, it's a speech bubble and it kind of points towards the photo. So what I thought I might do is I was going to maybe cover up this area where some ink got on the paper. I was going to cover that up with splats. But if I put this there, if I put the splat, you won't be able to read cutie. So I'm not going to do that. I'll put the splats someplace else. Kind of inside. And out. Okay, love that. And this is Fox Stamps number 4 from Bramble Fox. And kind of stamp them a little bit differently. I don't want to use one there, but I will use one over here. Maybe I'll use a different one. A little bit. And then I can kind of use some of the tiny, I have a tiny stamp block. Put that there. And there's some tiny splats that I'll fill in as I get the page, as I'm putting the page together. So we'll do this maybe like so. Okay, there. All right. Now I'm going to start building the paper elements, and we'll see what we need in the way of stamping as we go along. So the first thing I want to put down is this acetate film strip. I'm just going to anchor it in a couple of places. I'm going to put it a little bit to the left and at a little bit of an angle. So there will be vertical things, but they won't be straight up and down vertical. I'm going to use this piece of paper kind of going at a little bit different angle, and I'm just going to do a little bit of liquid glue on these in a couple places because I may want to tuck some things in under. And I know Julie's page had a strong vertical line cutting the circle in half, and mine isn't going to be quite like that, but I'm going to put a bead of glue here, but I do want there to be a sense of the photo kind of anchored by this vertical element. And I want the lace to hang off the side of this this piece, but not cover up the film strip. Now this ribbon has several different colors in it, and I'm going to extend it kind of let's see, I want it to be longer than the film strip even, but loose on the ends. So I'm gonna just put dots of glue through here and kind of anchor it like so. I'll kind of press it down, and I want it to twist. It tends to want to twist, and I want it to do that. Okay, and then I have this long blue kind of piece of lace that I thought might be cute with this. It's chipboard, or kind of laser cut chipboard. And what I'm doing here is just kind of doing a line where this will tuck under this other ribbon and just look like another piece of lace. And it's kind of adjacent on the color wheel to the paper underneath it, so it's fairly subtle. Okay, and then I'll tuck this in later, as I will these two pieces of ribbon. This is a ribbon that came on a birthday gift. Okay, now I'm gonna start putting on the paper elements, and I'm just gonna pull out a stack of them here. I know that I want this on here. Let's just see what happens. I can put this. I'm gonna tear it. Not a lot of and I'm gonna put a piece of tape so that it's anchored kind of evenly, level-ish. And then I will put some liquid glue over on the part that's gonna touch the fabric. So we'll go like that. Then I have this large I'm gonna put it like so, which means that I'll have to have something coming out here to cover up that corner where you can see that it's been cut. And I'm gonna kind of sneak it under so it just barely sticks out, and the same for this one, so I'm going to cut more off of it. I think that's about right. I don't want to cover up that completely, so I'm going to cut even more off of it and put some more glue. There, and that leaves, I'm putting lots of layers on here. I want them all to be visible. Okay, this piece can kind of go over that way. I don't want to hide the lace. I have to remember that I've got this lace there. So again, this is going to get torn. And I'm just going to glue it down with that striped layer showing it's about the exact same height. There's a little more stripe that's going to show here. This is a piece of packaging from Some Assemblage Required, and I love it. It's a gray, kind of a bleached wood grain. It's just awesome. I'm gonna put that. I don't want to cover up that. Let me put it out more over on this side. And that's kind of a place where there's a tag or something that's going to kind of show. I've got let's get this glued together. This is one of those little, Doodlebug made them a few years back, maybe 10 years back. And they come flat, and you fold them and make these little envelopes. And they're always cute for tickets to kind of be sticking out of. But I think right now I'm ready to do the photo cluster. And I'm not wanting to lose any of my layers, and this folder that I'm using right here is at risk of doing that. So what I'm going to do is slice the bottom off of the folder, and then let me put it down this way, and if I have to tear it off, that's fine, because I'm going to distress the edges anyway. Okay, and it's really kind of grunged up. So it's going to go here where you can still see a little bit of that top and bottom. But I may bring it out to the level of the, well, maybe not. Let's just commit and go for it. I'll bring it in and kind of put it at I'm going to put it at an angle like this, because I know that I want the library card to be at an angle like this, but inside where you can kind of see that. And you notice I'm not using foam on anything because there's plenty of layers being built up. I have this this ice cream cone that's from some packaging from Visible Image stamps. And I don't have that stamp, but I love the image. I don't scrap a lot about ice cream. I kind of I'll move that down a little bit. Now, I want to get just the right angle on here. So this goes here, and then this goes here. And I'm just going to put some glue on the frame. Get it right on there. Okay, now I want to use this kind of here Well, okay, first thing I want to do is this, is put the hey there cutie, and I want it parallel with the page. And somewhat joined to the photo cluster. I think that's gonna work. I hope you can read cutie there. Okay, this little bit I thought could be sticking out of there. Let me kind of insert that. And have it right under the ice cream. And then kind of coming out from underneath that is where this guy will be. And I'm just gonna put a little bit of glue. I'm hoping you can see everything I'm doing here. I'll do it. I want this stripe to show, and that's about the only place it can show. So I'm going to put it here. And let's look at what I have in the way of tickets. I have this ticket that can go in. That's fairly big. I have, okay, oh look here, another speech bubble that would be very cute. I'll put the glue on the one side of it. Okay, we're underneath the numbers. Let's see, this is my title. Let's look. I want the bird somewhere, maybe here on the frame. That's kind of cute. And here's a piece of flare that says adventure. And I thought I could work that in somewhere, maybe here under the bird, right there. I have a little blue circle that I'm just gonna kind of stick in somewhere, maybe right there. And I have another speech bubble that says hello. And I thought I'd put it there. I'm going to need a little bit of foam to kind of prop it up. Now I'm getting into some of the smaller things, which means I have to look at some of the larger things and decide whether I'm going to discard them or try to fit them in somehow. And as you know, I usually err on the side of trying to fit things in. I meant this as a strong contrast to everything else. And whichever side I put it on, I was going to balance it with just this little piece just tucked in somewhere. Maybe like so. But I haven't figured a place to put this yet. How about cut the top, stick it in right there. That doesn't. Okay, now the title is going to go here, and it's going to stand out. It's on this craft tag, but I have some more things I want to put on here. There was a cute little thing from 49 in Market that looks like one of those things you use to close plastic bags with, and I thought it would be cute on my little pin there. Let me get rid of some of these things by adding them to the ticket thing. Tear that and make it shorter. Adding little bits of orange here and there. I've completely lost the piece I'm looking for. So I'm going to clean off some things from my desk, which I know I'm not going to use. I'm going to look on the floor because I have knocked one piece on the floor. And let me get rid of this and this and this. You know that I have a problem. I have a habit of losing things on my desk, and that's just kind of the way it is. It's kind of how things work out. I like this scrap, so I'm going to keep it in my scraps, so I'm not going to use it on this page. I have completely lost the little piece that I had. I'm going to save this, but I'm not using it here. These things can go away. This let me add, it was a little bit of orange, and it was a different kind of shape. So I'll kind of show you what I did here. This tag came with this little piece of string attached to it, and it attached to the label of the clothes via one of these little pins that has the kind of rounded bulb sort of end. And I had a little tag and that already had a hole in it, and I punched a hole in the sunglasses and in the butterfly. But I have this little tag that I'm going to string onto there. It has an image on it that has some blues and greens that I like, that kind of contribute to the theme, but also kind of a fun tropical. On this particular day, we had gone to the Toodie house. We had a blue house, and we were trying to sell it, and so we were living here and then driving 80 miles to maintain the pool and the landscape. Okay, so I have these things kind of all on here, and I will spread them out and make it look like they just fell that way. But I'm going to hang them from the string on the tag. And I'm going to pull that through, attach the tag there with my adhesive. I keep looking for things, through things, to see if I can find that piece. And if I find it at the end, I will add it to here because I've made such a fuss about it. Okay. I don't want to cover up all the stripe. There, and then this just kind of hangs from there, but I want to anchor this one little tag so that it doesn't move around on the string loop. So I'm going to put a little bit of foam tape here. And I'll kind of put it that way. And then these other pieces, I'm going to kind of decide on a bit of a random spill, if you will. And then, but I'm going to glue them down because I want to preserve the spill. Let's see. A little bit behind, and I want to separate them from what's underneath them. Kind of do that, and then the sunglasses will come in the opposite direction. I want an attractive spill. I want to define the spill myself. And I have some sequins to go on this. And I'm already kind of looking around for the places that they'll go. I'm going to do the butterfly next. And that is done. I've used a page of those. I was incented to do an Ava page today because James is with her at Children's Hospital, Children's Healthcare of Atlanta, CHOA as it's known. Okay, does that look spilly enough? Let me raise that butterfly wing and put that on that way. Now I want to add, of course, a squirrel because that was her nickname, Baby Squirrel. And I'm going to put him right on the frame in a very contrasting color and pattern. I have a couple of hearts from Bramble Fox and a couple from let me look through. I don't think I'm going to use this, although I could. Let me do this with that. Maybe I can sneak it up under this. How about if I sneak it under there? And that gives me a little bit, another bit of craft, and another little string with a ball on the end of it, and I'm going to glue this ball down right exactly where I want it there. And I'm going to glue this in. Under there. Press down on it there. Let's look through. I was thinking about having incorporating this in the title cluster, maybe somewhere like so, but I think I'm not going to use that. So that'll go back in my Bramble Fox stash. These two hearts, I'd kind of like to put something there. Maybe this little television set, because Yo Gabba Gabba was a television show, and she loved watching it. That was her brand of television. So I'm going to put that there, and then maybe I will do the Bramble Fox hearts on top of the television. So I'll put a little glue on this one and have it there, and then the gold one here. And then I have these other two. I thought I might incorporate those in with some stamping I was going to do. I have this rub-on, and it's an O. I'm not quite sure why I have just a leftover O from somewhere, but I'm going to use it. I'm not going to throw it away. And let me find a rubbing thing, a rubby thing, and I'm gonna add it, maybe, let's see, how about right here? It will mean nothing. It'll look like just a circular shape and some splatters. And I'll put the other half someplace else. So we'll see. Okay. Just absolutely no rhyme or reason to why I'm using it. It's just I don't want to throw it away. I'm going to do this one here. Why not? It kind of works with the splatter there. I love all of this. I love it so much. It's, I guess I must be trying to get ready for Calvin Ball season. And because I'm not able to have my there, or maybe up there. Let's see where we can fit it in, because it's kind of a cute pattern. And I'm going to do it at the same angle as the stitched square. Put it parallel to that. Okay, and then I have another one here. I have to be careful there because this is glued down. If I did it, it would need to go under the acetate, or the film strip, the acetate film strip. Okay, there, and I can run it. Okay, I have to do it like this, and I'm just going to put a little bit of glue right here and glue her down. And to cover the area where it is under the film strip, I'm going to add a star. No particular reason, but the star works there as well as anywhere else. And I have these two 49 and Market hearts. I'm just going to use them there. They're in the outdoorsy colors. They're from an outdoors collection. I forget what it was. And they came in a Mind the Scrap kit, and I just hadn't gotten around to using them yet. Okay. Oh my gosh, I'm loving it. Now, I want to put these guys, these tickets are not glued in. So I'm going to glue them now. And this little measuring, don't know where that came from, but I've been carrying it around in my kit for a while. And I'm going to put this is a Woody from Bramble Fox. And I'm going to stick it kind of under the one ticket to kind of raise it up from this, so that I look like it definitely enhances the look of the layering of tickets. Now, I've covered up the black notebook edge pretty much right here with the title, so I want to add someplace else, maybe just kind of right in there. It covers one of my stamp splats, but I can get over that. Just kind of. And now let's look at, I have another Woody that's an arrow. I'm going to add the arrow over here on top of that little frame. I have another ticket that I thought might go. Julie's has some beautiful leaves that are kind of tucked in various places. I'm maybe going to try something similar. And I like tucking leaves in. Anyway, this leaf cluster is a perfect color, but I don't know where to put it without, I think it's too close to that color. So I'd kind of like a little bit different color there. So I'm going to use this green one. Kind of right there. I do need to use this one, and I'm not sure. Up here by the bird. Yeah, that works. And then I'm going to put a second one down here under the title. There. And I think I won't use these. There's this that says Together Forever. It was kind of a reference to Ava and Toodie, but I don't think I need it. I like the On Our Way. I do want something above On Our Way. Here we go. I have, this is a vellum, it's a piece of vellum from Pink Fresh that's actually part of a piece of vellum ephemera that has a, it was a stamp, and I decided to, let's see, I don't think I need that anywhere, so things I'm not going to use. Let's see, the ribbon. Did I use the ribbon anywhere? And I don't think I did, and I don't think I will. So I'm not seeing anything. Here's another, I wanted to use another piece that had the torn notebook look. So I'm gonna put this somewhere. Maybe right there, just a little bit of detail. And this under the leaf. I've got so many layers, and I'm trying to get in between two of them. Okay, that works there. Let me see if I can move it over a little bit this way. There. Okay, perfect placement. Now, sequins. And you know I'm gonna spend the rest of the day looking for that little orange piece. This sequin mix is from Spiegel Mom Scraps. It was created for Christina at the Redefined Creative, and it's a special mix. I absolutely love it. You could say that I've been hoarding it because I've never seen another mix that I like as well as this one. I'm not going to use a lot. And my glob of glue is a little bit heavy. There, and I'm just going to do a few even there, and I'll try to put that away. Let's see, we'll get another blue right here. and a pink here, one of the big swirly clear ones. It has a little bit of a blue tint to it, and this is kind of a yellowish one. And let's go with another pink. No, it's too close to that pink, so we'll go with this. And well, that one's another yellow. It goes with that yellow one. Okay, I think I'm done. I pretty much have everything but the kitchen sink on this page, and I love it. I have this stamp that I was maybe going to use, and I don't see anywhere that I need to use it, but since I have it, I'm going to challenge myself to find a place to use it. Maybe right here. I'm not crazy about that, but I need to do another one over here. And what I'm going to do is I have a few embellishments here. There's a wood star that could maybe go there. Whoops, I've smeared it, and that's not a good idea. And I have a blue puffy sticker flower cluster. That can go right there. And I'm thinking that I need another puffy sticker here to kind of cover that up, and then I can layer the star on top of that. There. And then I'll layer the star on top of the puffy sticker. I've never layered anything on top of a puffy sticker before, but if ever there were a page to do it, this is the one. Okay, and I wanted to try to use this little blue book somehow. I think I'm going to just kind of tuck it in right here. Okay. By golly, I think I'm finished. Who knew? There's actually, if I have an ice cream cone, there's this little blue cup with a coral rose on it, and it's very cute. And so I thought maybe it could go right there under the frame, kind of peeking out right there. And with that, I truly am finished. I thank you for sticking with me through this, if you did. So there's the finished page. It's got everything on it, but hopefully the point of the hop, of course, is the stitching, and hopefully the stitching really kind of stands out. It anchors it all in together. There are things that stick outside the boundary of the stitching, like this little tag, and a lot of these things kind of down here and up there, and this. But this one, I love that you can see the stitching through it. So I love this page, and what I was going to say is that James is with Ava on one of those really long appointments where it's it's a cancer survivor checkup to make sure it hasn't come back, and to check that all of her markers are still looking good, and all of that. And so her dad is working while she's being the little lab rat today. And of course, we all kind of hold our breath when these things happen, and they've all been good since she rang the bell. So that's all good. I did a Toodie page for her, and I'm thinking and hoping and assuming everything's going to be fine. So thank you for watching, and be sure to check out all the other folks who are putting stitching on their or stamped stitching on their layouts today. It should be a really fun hop. And thank you, Julie Taylor, as always, for your inspiration. I just absolutely love your work, and I hope I've done justice to your inspiration here. Bye.